We're back for chapter 3, and now we're on page 41, and we're going to see how we would calculate the variance and the standard deviation. So we have a sample here of 6 students who applied for summer jobs. And we're going to find the mean and the variance first, and then we'll go on and calculate the standard deviation. So the first thing to calculate the mean, again, this is maybe a little redundant, but I'll do sum everything. So those 6, maybe I'll move it over just a little bit. The sum is equal to, and then n is equal to, because it's a sample, which would be 6. And notice when I highlight these 6 down here in the bottom, it gives me already the average and the count and the sum. Again, if I right click here, you can see that I have these choices. I also can click minimum and maximum and add those in. So again, I right clicked down here at the bottom of the screen on the status bar, and I can automatically see some of that information. So that's helpful. I know that right there, but again, I will do that calculation. So the average or the mean is equal to 84 divided by 6, which is the 14. And again, we could get the same thing if I just typed in the average, meaning the average function equals average, and then I just select these 6. And again, there's the 14. So now that I know this average, what I want to do here is I've got these same numbers listed down here below, but in this next column, what I want to do is calculate the x value minus the mean. So in this case, it would be 17 minus 14. The way I'm going to do this is go equals 17 minus, and in this case, I'm just going to go up here and select this 14. I'm going to hit my F4 key right now to put dollar signs in front of that. That means it's an absolute reference. So when I copy this formula, it's always going to refer to D5, that average. So you can see some of those get to be negative because it's 14. 9 minus 14 is 5. I'm going to center those just to keep them looking nice. And now what I want to do in this case is the x minus mean squared. So basically what I'm going to do is square the value in here. So it goes equals, and then if I use the little caret, where is it? Above the 6, and put a 2 in there, that means the value is squared. So 3 squared is 9. Again, if I grab the fill handle, it'll copy that all the way down. I'm going to center all these. So in this case, B13 squared, 3 squared is 9, 1 squared is 1, 9 squared is 81, minus 7 squared is 49, minus 5 squared is 25, and minus 1 squared is 1. So we're on track with all of that. And then what I want to do here is just sum these up. So in this case, going to hit auto sum. It's going to correctly anticipate that I'm concerned about cells B13 through B18. I'll hit enter. And in this case, I'm going to auto sum as well, because I don't want it to copy that formula, which is did for 166. So, excuse me. In this case, the formula, which you can see on page 41, is basically what we're going to do is take the sum of this x minus the mean squared and divide it by n minus 1. And again, n is this 6. So in this case, the calculation for the variance is going to be equal to this 166, and it's also going to be equal to this minus 1, and if I do that calculation, that divided by that, it's going to give me a variance of 33.2 jobs. Now, the easiest way to get the standard deviation of all of that is just go standard deviation is equal to this variance. Well, actually it's, I take that back. It's the square root of a number. So I'm going to open parenthesis, click on that variance, which is F17, which would give me 5.76195. And again, I can adjust the zeros here, and you can see that that matches with what shows up at the bottom of the second column, 5.76 jobs. The other way to calculate the standard deviation is quite simple. It's just standard deviation is equal to, and we go equal to ST standard deviation and now I just select all of those cells, close the parenthesis, and there you see the power of Excel calculating it for us. So in this case, I just took the square root of the variance to get it. In this case, I just calculated it directly because that function is available right in there. Now if I took this again, if you wanted to see the example of using the descriptive statistics, I would go to the Data tab, choose Data Analysis, Descriptive Statistics, which is fine. In this case, I'm just going to select this range. Well, in case I'll make it that range because the labels is already selected. And then rather than here, I'm just going to select right here, H2, and summary statistics is fine. Click OK. And again, you can see the sum is 84, matches there. The count is 6. The median and the mean are both 14, and the standard deviation is the 5.76. And again, we just rounded it to 1/4. If we wanted to, we could certainly go back to the Home tab and increase that until it matched exactly what was showing there. And the sample variance right here, the 33.2, matches up. So there you go. There's a couple different ways. Again, the power of Excel to do those calculations is great, but you do need to work through the calculation for the homework so that I can make sure you understand what you're actually doing in the calculation. Once you understand it, the power of Excel is there working for you. Alright, we'll come back and do covariance and coefficient of correlation.